Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my talk today. My name is Thomas Hayward, and I'm going to be discussing ways to make our university graduates more visible once they've finished university and they are looking for work or to further their academic careers. The name of the presentation is here, the Curating an Online Bilingual Profile to Enhance the Visibility of University Graduates in East Asia. My name is Thomas Hayward, and I am a professor at a university in Taiwan, the National Sun Yat-sen University. I work in an English as a medium of instruction program here that's been in existence for about 4 years now. Um, our main purpose um, is to increase the English language level proficiency of the general population of university students. I'm going to be talking about what the national government, specifically the Ministry of Education, is trying to do to the curriculum in Taiwan to enhance the language ability of Taiwanese university graduates. I think when we talk about bilingual profile, some people call it digital profile. I'm using online right here. Both of them are acceptable terms. Um, this is really an important topic that I don't think receives enough attention from a lot of institutions. We're so busy preparing our students to be able to pass their exams and to um, increase their level of English. We don't really spend a lot of time on helping graduates find work or further their career in academia. So I'm going to be talking about this today as a possible tool that universities can use. Okay, so to preview what I'm going to be talking about here, I'll contextualize the university graduate visibility in Taiwan and discuss the rationale for creating training programs to help graduates gain better visibility. I'll define both the social capital and competencies needed for a successful transition into the professional world or academia. I'll then move on to the practical aspects of curating an online profile. What constitutes such a profile? The profile will be composed within three key areas based on the graduate's future path. These can include a membership in an academic organization, maintaining an up-to-date profile on a generic professional platform, and creating a multimodal website or blog that shows off the graduate's linguistic and creative skills and allows for a more intimate view of the graduate. I'll finish with a look at my university and our efforts to help build students' marketing ability. I'll use the term graduate visibility often in today's presentation. How does a university graduate stand out and show their best attributes with so little life experience and exposure to a wider community? Although the focus of my presentation is on graduates, I feel that it is important to get the ball rolling while a student is still enrolled at a university. Normally, undergraduate students are focused on completing their coursework successfully and don't consider the importance of branding themselves, nor are they thinking about the best ways to show their professional or linguistic competence to potential employers or graduate schools. Um, in fact, they should avail themselves of available training opportunities to build an online profile while still enrolled in university to receive guidance and develop a clear outlook on gaining visibility for their future lives. Let me give you a little background about recent higher education initiatives in Taiwan. The Ministry of Education here has launched the Bilingual Nation 2030 project, aiming to make university graduates more internationally competitive. This can be summarized as giving university graduates the technical, social, and linguistic skills to find work at either international firms or domestic companies with a strong international footprint, both within Taiwan and abroad. An important component of this goal is having university students manifest their English language skills. English as a medium of instruction, or EMI, has been an important part of efforts to strengthen the oral and written English levels of university students in Taiwan. The results of the MOE project have been mixed so far, and I contend that most graduates have no way of marketing themselves beyond writing a traditional CV or resume. There are, of course, exceptions to this, but I find that efforts to date have been ad hoc. Okay, let's move on to discuss the key concepts I will be using in the presentation. The primary rationale for maintaining an online bilingual profile is building social capital to make the university graduate more visible. By social capital, I refer to the value that a person gains when establishing relationships with individuals and institutions. This value is manifest in the support, resources, and opportunities offered by one's social or professional network. When we talk of having good connections, this is social capital at work. I will be distinguishing between bonding and bridging social capital in the presentation, as you can see here. Bonding social capital refers to the value and benefits a person gains from his or her close connections within the immediate and social and academic circle. In contrast, bridging social capital refers to the value gained from connections further afield with people and institutions whom a person does not know intimately. These connections may come from within a university department, professional organization, or government entity. A graduate may need to cast his or her net to a wider field to find sought after opportunities not available in his or her more intimate groups. Although the term social capital is seldom used in university rationales for graduate outcomes, uh, much of how they rationalize outcomes is contained in the meaning of social capital. For university graduates to establish social capital, they will need to highlight their competencies. I will focus on three important competencies that an online profile can highlight to potential graduate schools or employers. I will start with linguistic proficiency, since this is a key part of achieving Taiwan's Bilingual Nation 2030 international competitiveness goal. According to the goal at my university, a common European framework level of B2 is sought for every graduate of the university. The rationale here goes that if an international or domestic employer wishes to hire local talent, then a university graduate needs to manifest a high level of communicative competence in English. Moving on, a university's graduates' academic knowledge is also important for generating social capital. Here we are referring to specific knowledge one is gained from studying for a university degree in a given discipline. If a student has earned a degree or published any research in that academic area, then he or she needs a platform for sharing this content, while at the same time meeting others within an academic field. The graduate should demonstrate his or her knowledge of important people and theories in the field, the emerging concepts, and the common jargon used to get ideas across. Finally, an online profile should underscore a graduate's ability to create, operate, or process textual information, what I have termed one's productive competence. Such productive tasks range from basic word processing to operating generative AI programs, creating infographics, video editing, and navigating particular software important for that field. Having such skills means a graduate can hit the ground running if he or she were to receive a job offer or begin a graduate program. Briefly now, I'll summarize what constitutes an online profile. As you can see on the slide, I have highlighted three possible components that will help make a graduate visible: academic association platforms, generic professional platforms, and personal websites. I use the word curate when speaking about online profiles, since it is vital to keep one's information up to date. If a graduate seldom adds new content to the profile, it loses value and gives the viewer the impression that he or she lacks interest or discipline in maintaining the profile. Let's start with academic association platforms. I've given some examples on the slide here that I'm familiar with. Since I teach special English for specific purposes courses in an ENMI program, it is important for me to be familiar with the important platforms of that discipline. It's unfortunate that many students are unfamiliar with such platforms. They need to understand that joining an academic association in that area of expertise will give them exposure to the academic community, increasing their bonding social capital potential through demonstrating their academic competence. If one wishes to attend graduate school or desires a career in academia, joining such an association is vital. Moving on to generic professional platforms such as LinkedIn, ResearchGate, or academia.com, a graduate has the opportunity to increase exposure to a wider audience than his or her immediate academic circle. The type of competence on display here can include academic knowledge, but will also orient the viewer towards the graduate's professional or research potential, because viewers will be from a more diverse background than those found on academic association platforms. Academic qualifications, student projects, and research will be on display on such platforms, which will highlight a graduate's linguistic and productive competence. Finally, students and graduates can maintain a personal website or blog. Since the content here is often multimodal, the viewer gets a more intimate view of the graduate's creative potential and linguistic ability than from the content offered on generic professional platforms. The content is more varied here, with videos and infographic content posted along with casual texts written about general topics. A viewer learns more about the interests and world orientation of the graduate here. It should be said that a personal blog is not usually the first place a viewer comes for information about the graduate, as the existence of the blog will not be known until it is posted on one of the other social platforms. That said, there is potential that both bonding and bridging social capital can be enhanced through composing a compelling blog or website. Okay, let's talk a little bit about my university and what we're doing to make our graduates more visible. At the university, graduate skills training is often undertaken by the Service Learning Center within the General Education Division. This training is something that is open to all students of the university. If one reads their webpage, the Service Learning Center borrows much of its rhetoric from the Ministry of Education, with many of the projects on offer aiming to, quote, enhance the international competitiveness of graduates, unquote. The center looks for international partners for joint research projects, but currently offers students no way to connect with the outside world without joining these projects. Since I share an office with one of the staff of the center, or I did for about one academic year, we've been discussing ways to build our university's graduate international exposure. What I'm discussing today is currently being implemented at the university. Our goal is to prepare a training program that will help final year students set up and maintain an online bilingual profile that will make them visible to international and domestic viewers. The bilingual component is important here since students in Taiwan seldom have an online presence in English. Within the EMI program, there is currently no focused training available to help students build an online profile, but the multimodal writing classes that I have taught have offered students an introduction to blogs and setting up LinkedIn accounts. This semester, we are offering students workshops to familiarize them with online platforms, but I think having a dedicated class in the curriculum will also be important to ensure that students are curating their profiles. As I mentioned earlier, students may lose interest in the profile over time, so it is important for them to develop the habit of regularly maintaining their profiles. And this can be better done if there's a dedicated class in the curriculum. So to finish up, curating an online bilingual profile is a useful tool for university graduates. It offers an extended audience exposure to a graduate's linguistic, academic, and productive abilities. Or, as the rhetoric goes, it helps highlight the graduate's international competitiveness to potential employers and graduate schools. Many universities do not adequately prepare their students for their lives after graduation, and so it is important to offer specific guidance in setting up and maintaining an online profile. Okay, so that's my brief presentation for today. If you would like more information or if you have any comments about the topic, I've got my email on the slide here. And there's also some interesting extra reading available. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.